Zidane, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's lab. We are back in the actual studio, and thank goodness for that, because that was a bit long of a trip, and unfortunately, I didn't get to record these videos until I finally got back here. And I still need to take a break, and these videos are late. Joy. So, yes, today we are going to be talking about the latest chapter of My Hero Academia. And honestly, this chapter is absolutely insane. Um, that is not even a good enough answer for. Oh my gosh, this episode was awesome, or this chapter was awesome. There's so much to talk about it, but let's just start from the beginning. And yeah, but I do have to also preface this video by saying I will not be doing a episode or manga versus anime review for the last episode of My Hero Academia, which I'm forgetting what episode that was, but basically the one that started the battle between Deku and Shinso. I will not be talking about that one in this in a video right now, but I will be talking about it briefly in the next episode review, whatever, that's coming out on Sunday, I think. Not the point. Anyways, let's talk about this honestly amazing episode, or this amazing chapter. So, to start off, we are back in the battle between Deku and this hero slash villain, whatever we want to call her. And the battle is really interesting, to say the least. This is the first time that Deku is facing off against someone who was a hero, but is now a villain. And that, I think she's actually the first one throughout the entire series that was a hero and is now a villain. And she has a lot to actually say about, or a lot to actually show for it. And we get to see a lot of really cool moments where Deku is trying to understand why the heck she did this. Why she would join a monster like One for All. Or All for One, I mean. Sorry, I am very bad with those names. And it's actually really interesting to see that well, she's actually got a decent reason for it. She used to work alongside Hawks within the Safety Commission, or whatever they're called, and basically her main job was to take out villains and make sure that they're just dead. Ones that could have become really big problems. And honestly, looking at what her story is as basically an assassin to take out villains, understandably she would be not too thrilled. A lot of her targets that we get to see appear to be Yakuza, but here's another thing. As far as we know, this is actually pretty recently that she actually turned evil, so to say. And, she has blood on her hands, and she is not happy about that. Kids see her and are like, oh my gosh, we're huge fans of you, because she's obviously doing other things besides being an assassin. And that's basically her side gig for, instead of when she's not doing the rest of her hero work, that's who she is. And because of that, she has blood on her hands, and she feels that, and she is devastated by it. She doesn't even want to shake the hands of these kids because she knows that if she does, then she'll see that blood on her hands, and it's not a pretty picture. She doesn't want them to know who she is, what she's done, and it's devastating. But then there's a moment, and like I said, we don't know how recently this was, and there's no precedence for this little theory to actually be true, but one of her last mission that she is assigned is as follows. These two, they've been inciting ordinary civilians to commit crimes before hunting down those freshly minted criminals and collecting the rewards. But now, these bad apple heroes are about to go missing. Now, obviously, this could be any number of people. There is a big chance that this is just some random heroes who have been doing this, and more than likely would have been taken out by Stain if he knew about them. But the thought just pops into my head. Maybe it's certain vigilantes. Two people who are breaking the law almost constantly, causing huge mayhem, at least in the eyes of the police and the Safety Commission. And let's be honest, them doing their job to basically help people as much as possible, let's be honest, it could very easily be causing people to go out of their way to be villains. And yes, they have stopped people who have become villains multiple times in the past, and I just can't shake the feeling, especially because of the fact that there's so much within the Vigilante story that we don't know for sure. I'm imagining that it's Koichi and Pop. They're just there. They're doing their job to be heroes, but the Safety Commission isn't having any of it. Because the fact that these two are breaking the law by being heroes, they want them taken out. Which, needless to say, is actually a bit insane to think about. And it's also interesting to think about if she hadn't turned against the Safety Commission, she could have very easily taken out Koichi and Pop. And the way things are going currently in the Vigilantes manga, it would not have surprised me in the slightest if for some reason, those two actually had to deal with her trying to take them down. And yeah, that's a bit insane, but it also makes a bit of sense. And yeah, she takes down the Safety Commission's leader, which not fun. But we do get to see some really cool moments moving forward of their battle. And yeah, Deku and this lady's battle is actually really, really interesting. But it does lead me to wonder what exactly is going on with a few of the others, and what exactly is going to happen moving forward. The fact is that even though the second/third, I don't remember which one it was, he's mentioned briefly in this episode, but not more than that. Not more than just very briefly. Which leads me to wonder what exactly is going on here. Why exactly would... What exactly is that quirk? We know that it's happened at least once, but as of right now, there has been no clear evidence of what exactly this quirk is. So it remains to be seen, and that worries me just a tiny bit. what exactly could this second user's quirk be? Because we do know that it happened, but we don't know for sure what exactly it is. Which remains to be seen, and obviously we'll talk about that more as we get closer to the end of this battle, because more than likely there is going to be some reveal some point during this the next chapter or whatever. But on top of that, I also want to briefly talk about what's coming up very soon for the anime. So I did say that I'm not going to talk too much about the latest episode of My Hero, but I still wanted to briefly talk about it. This episode went a lot faster than I was expecting. I was expecting the Deku fight to actually last a lot longer and the episode to end about where Deku gains Black Whip, or at least right as he's about to talk to the user. And then he would talk to the user in that episode, unlock the power, and then all of that chaos would ensue. But at this point, I'm actually realizing that more than likely, in the next episode is going to be the final part of that battle, which, needless to say, I am really excited to see how exactly that half of the battle plays out, and how exactly they're going to come across that. And, yeah, episode 100. I think it's going to be Vigilantes based, at least a little bit. Not too much, obviously, but I think that now is the perfect time for them to announce that. I mean, obviously the other possibility is that it's the movie announcement, but I don't know. We don't know for right now. There's so much going on in the anime right now that I wish that I could just sit down and dissect everything, but I have so many other projects that are currently in the works. So, yeah, look forward to those. And on top of that, I have a lot of editing to do. So, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please make sure that you leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and ring that notification bell. Of course, if you are going to leave any thoughts or theories, please leave them down in the comments below. And of course, if you are going to leave a theory, make sure to say theory review somewhere in your comment. And of course, please, if you guys want to support the channel even more, then please head down to the description, check out all of our links down there, including our social medias and our other channels, as well as ways that you can support us financially, including the merch store, the book, and of course our Patreon, which a big thank you to our current patron, Sheeny. But anyways guys, I have been Electro Ninja, and I will see you guys next time. But on!